So, good evening. Now I am going to give the correct answer of the number 25 to number 27. But before that, I am going to read a poem, Annabelle. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle, and this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and love by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love. I and my Annabelle with a love that the winged syrups of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea a wind blew out of cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a supple tree in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know of this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by the night, chilling and killing my Annabel. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than me. Of many were far wiser than we, neither in angels in heaven. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my pride. In her supple tree there by the sea, and her tomb by the sounding sea. So the question here is for number 25, what is the most apparent emotion being expressed on the last stanza? So the last stanza here is um, in her supple tree there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. So the given choice are A. Regret, B. Nostalgic, C. Anger, D. Sadness. So we can say that it is letter A, the regret, because as we read the poem, as we understand the poem, it is all about somewhat reminiscing someone who is dead or the loved ones. And then we can also see that it is anger, letter C, because as we said again, the poem is um, all about the love or somewhat reminiscing someone who is dead, and maybe the author is missing that person. And letter D is sadness. Yes, there is also a sadness of the poem, but the letter B is nostalgic, and I think yes, this is the correct answer because nostalgic is um reminiscing someone who is dead, and it is what the poem is all about. So the last stanza is apparent, most apparent emotion is letter B, nostalgic. It is somewhat missing someone who is dead, and the authors wants her back. And yeah, then next number is number 26. Some concepts about the different philosophical approaches were difficult for Jeremy and blank. So the choices are letter A, I, letter B, me, C, myself, D, mine. So some concepts about the different philosophical approaches were difficult for Jeremy, and we can't use I here because when we use I is if that person or thing is the subject of the sentence or a phrase. And um, yes, like for example, we say that I went to the seashore. So who went to the seashore? I or you. Then we can say also that myself, because myself is pertaining to you, and mine is also not the answer because when you say mine is something that you own something. Then the letter B here is me. So this is the correct answer because as Jeremy and me is the object of the sentence, or some concepts about the different philosophical approaches are difficult for Jeremy and me. So try to get uh, um, the other when we say person, like you can't use I here. Like some concepts about the different philosophical approaches were difficult for I, so it sounds wrong. So we will use her be, that me. Then last is number 27. You and blank are responsible for the growth of this company. So we can't use her me, and of course we can also use her myself, as we are as word you and myself, so it does not sounds good. And we can't also use her mine because it is not um like owning something. Then the correct answer is letter C. You and I are responsible for the growth of this company. So why letter C? Because you and I is the subject of the sentence or the phrase. So you and I are responsible for the growth of the company. You and are the responsible for the growth of the company. So the answer here is you and I, letter C. That's all.